Chapter 28. The Gate. "The rope is too thick, and there are too many knots, Father," said Andor. "The more impatient you become, the longer it will take," said Nicholas. "Focus your attention on the task. The rope grows thinner." They worked on in silence. They had lost track of time and had no way of knowing that it grew light outside. Both were thirsty and hungry, and the king winced whenever the bite mark on his neck chafed against his collar. "I should never have let that wicked magician be present at our meetings, harming you that," said Nicholas. "I've been a fool, Andor. I, the one who's meant to be wise." "I wonder if Irina made it to the castle," said Andor, hoping to change the subject and take his father's mind off Vilmos. "Irina," said Nicholas. "Is it true she lives then, son?" "Yes, father, I think so. I saw her." "What was she like?" "She wore a patchwork dress and a pair of farmer's riding boots. She could ride well. She had flowers in her hair." "So you think she is truly the royal princess?" "When I saw the boots I laughed and thought she was just a bold girl off to try her fortune. But she carried herself so beautifully, like a warrior and an angel at the same time. In my heart—" Andor faltered, wondering if he sounded foolish before saying firmly, "In my heart, I know it was Irina." From the window in the great hall, Irina could see the vast line of men forming over the ridge at the horizon. "Why do they wait in the open like that?" she asked Queen Chloe, who sat in her throne surrounded by her children and ladies in waiting. "That's the way it's always done, Irina. The forest is not far away. The king could send half the army to hide. Then, when Vilmos is upon them, those men could ride back and attack." The queen rose and walked to where her daughter stood by the window. "Your father knows how to command a battle." When I lived in the forest, I saw how the wolf huntress crouches in the dark and pounces on her prey when they least expect it," said Irina. "I could ride out to my father and tell him." "I forbid it." Irina turned to her mother. The queen's lovely face was unsmiling, pulled tight as a drum. "By tonight, an army will be defeated. Will it be theirs or ours?" "Everything matters. Even what I say could make a difference." Chloe tilted her chin upwards and stared out at the ridge. "Very well," she said. "We have 10 soldiers guarding us. The fastest rider is Meinhard. You may write your message and give it to him. You are not to go. I will not lose you again." Their bonds finally severed, Nicholas and Andor struggled to their feet. Their legs and arms stretched achingly into freedom. "Stand on my shoulders, father, to climb out." "No, son, you stand on mine. I'm 3 times your weight." "But you're wounded." "Ha! A flea bite. It will be easier for you to pull me out than the other way round." Nicholas saw this was true, and he grabbed hold of the walls and scrambled up, stepping on his son's back and shoulders to brace himself. Andor gritted his teeth, while his knees creaked under the load. The squishy dead bat tumbled to the ground as Nicholas dragged himself through the hole and knelt at the edge. Andor's free hands found the handle of the sword still half embedded in the dirt and heaved it out. He strapped it onto his belt and reached for his father's arm. Nicholas hauled him out of the hole, and the pair made their way down the tunnel, running as fast as they dared in the dark, keeping one hand on the wall to guide them. They travelled this way for hours, dropping back to walking pace as they grew tired, then running again. They rarely paused for rest despite their hunger and thirst. They were so eager for daylight. In time, the tunnel grew smaller and somewhat lighter. "We must be nearly there, son," said Nicholas. "How long is this tunnel?" "We're in the north tunnel, the one that passes there. It's the longest by far." "That's leagues away." Another hour passed. The tunnel grew smaller, and soon they were crawling on their hands and knees. "I feel like a rabbit in his warren," muttered Andor, inching forward on his elbows. The tunnel took a slight bend, and at last they came to the source of the light, a cage-like door with steel bars. Beyond the bars was soft green foliage. Irregular circles and triangles of sunshine streamed through the crocheted twigs and leaves. "Almost there, almost there," panted Nicholas, whose hefty body could barely fit in the enclosed space. "This was much easier when I was 9. Nicholas gave the grate a tremendous shove. It did not budge. He tried again, grunting with effort. A spear of pain ran down his neck. "Is it locked, Father?" "Not that I can see, but it won't open." Andor almost growled in frustration. They were still trapped.